All right, we'll be quick on this one. Illinois with a 32-point victory over Western Illinois. This game took place Friday evening. We waited until Sunday evening to record this because it was Thanksgiving weekend and we had various festivities to attend. But we're not going to neglect our Illini. That would never happen on the Sleepers Media channel. So we're back. Pretty insignificant game, I would say. Illinois dominated this one as we hoped that they would. I don't think there's anything mind-blowing to pull out of this game. Some of the highlights, though, Quincy Guerrier with a double-double with 15 rebounds in 28 minutes and 10 points to go with it. Terrence Shannon, 6 for 8 from 3 in this one. As a team, the Illini finally shot well for an entire game, 10 for 25 from three-point range. They still can't really make a free throw, and they didn't get to the line a ton in this one. Not that it mattered, but only 50% from the free throw line as a team. And Luke Goode, 3 threes off the bench. He's been on fire over the last couple of weeks, looking like an elite shooter. Yes, I use the E word to describe Luke Goode. Carter, your thoughts? What'd you like from the Illini here?
I mean, it not really much to just kind of break down about this game. I think before we talked about the preview, we wanted to see a game where they put together a full 40 minutes, and I feel like they did in this game. Western Illinois, hashtag not a good basketball team, but Illinois did what they should do against a not good basketball team, and it honestly was good to see. Even when Western Illinois, they had a player, I believe his last name was Dent, I want to say, JUCO transfer guy. He actually got some things going, and he was going on a run himself. And I'm not saying things got sketchy, but like it looked like Illinois fans, at least they're probably watching it like, oh, here we go. This guy's gonna go off, and this game's gonna be close. We're gonna find ourselves at halftime tied, and all this other stuff going on. But they really were able to put together a full 40 minutes. Terrence Shannon Jr. is an All-American, first-team All-American. He's really, really good. Danger played really well. He was able to dominate against a front court that shouldn't be on the same court as him. And it seems that Damask and Guerrier are basically just doing everything that Matthew Meyer did last season without the theatrics. And I'm not saying theatrics in a bad way, but I'm just saying they just go about there and go about their business and do what needs to be done for the team to win. And then they got great shooting from Luke Goode. So all this is also happening without the services of Coleman Hawkins, which is, I think, something that shouldn't be looked at lightly. Like once they get him back healthy, this Illinois team has something. I see the vision. I see the clear roles. I see the star player in Terrence Shannon. I see the shooting with Goode and other guys. Like this team is very well put together. Brad has something. Now it's about making sure it keeps it all together and makes it shake. But there's something with this team.
Yeah, there is. What they have is the number one field goal defense in the country right now. That's a real stat. Shot KenPom. 37% is the effective field goal percentage that they are holding their opponents to. That is good for number one in the country. The defense overall is 10th in the country on KenPom. I am buying that this looks like an elite defense. I just think that they have a lot of interchangeable parts, guys that are smart, guys that can guard multiple positions, guys that communicate. It's fun to watch this team defensively. I think that the offense needs to catch up, and I'm not sure that it will because they don't really have the facilitation playmaking stuff. Like, I still think their best offense is just get the ball to Terrence Shannon. And that's not a bad offense by any means because he is a first-team All-American right now. But it's not really a game where, like, Terrence Shannon's going to go off and make other guys better or make their lives easier. I honestly think that's what they're missing with Coleman. And I know Coleman hasn't been great this season. But if there's one guy on the team that can make everybody else better offensively with how he plays, I think it can be Coleman. And that sounds kind of crazy when he, like, loses his mind and does Coleman things. But I think that's a missing element that when I've watched the highlights of the last two Illinois games, I'm like kind of longing for, damn, I miss Coleman in this one specific sense when I watch their half-court offense. Luke Goode, I just said it. I think he's an elite shooter. You go back through the game logs of what he's been doing this year. The numbers are starting to back this up, which is what I said we wanted to see. He has 3 threes or more in 5 of their 6 games this season. 3 for 5 in the opener. 0 for 2 in the second game. Since then, he's been 4 for 7, 4 for 9, 3 for 7, 3 for 7. I mean, that's like one of the best shooters in the country, is it not?
Yeah, no, he has sustained it, and he's earned the E word. He's an elite shooter. He is. And I think that the pressure that Terrence Shannon puts on the rim, if he can cut down on the turnovers and they can use their defense to get in transition as well. I think Luke Goode actually is very underrated at getting to his spot. So like when he is running in transition, he's not running to the rim to go score. He's running to find an open window where he can knock down a shot or get a guy to close out hard and do like that little one dribble side step, let the guy fly by and shoot a three. I think he does a really good job at that. And, for all the offensive struggles that are not the offensive struggles, but like, you know how you doubt them offensively.
Mm-hmm.
I truly think if they just want to lean into defense, like just lean into defense and realize also that you got athletes and guys that can get out and run and get out and get easy baskets in transition based off your defense, then maybe that softens the half court, lack of table setter. And if the transition doesn't work, if the easy baskets don't work, then you just go back to the fallback plan, which is I got one of the best guards in the country. I got one of the best wings in the country. Let's give the Terrence Shannon and see what he can do. Or let's get Coleman a touch at the top of the key and see if he can make a play. And I think they got guys that move really well without the ball as well, which if Coleman can cut down on the Coleman stuff, and everyone knows what we're talking about when we say Coleman stuff, there is a playmaking big there.
Yeah, it's an important, good, exciting formula of elite defense mixed with elite offensive player. Like that can work. We've seen teams win championships with that formula.
Yeah.
I don't mean to get ahead of myself with the C word with this Illinois basketball program right now, but like that is a winning formula time and time again. Elite defense, elite offensive weapon, figure it out. I like that on paper. Aha. You called it. Dane Danger game. I mean, Dane Danger game. 16 points, 8 rebounds in 22 minutes. If he's happy with this, just like roll the ball out tonight against an undermatched opponent and this is our Dane game, then I guess it works. We also might have been a little too quick to crown Hansberry because he did struggle in this game against a smaller front line. Only 2 points on 1 for 5 from the floor. You still like the concept of danger games in this setting?
I like the concept of danger games in all settings.
Okay.
I think he can dominate almost every college big that checks him offensively. I truly do. Like he's got the bag and he's a great rebounder. He's got great hands. He finishes extremely well. And he's got an array of moves. And honestly, low-key kind of an underrated passer in my eyes as well, to be honest with you, for real. Dane's a bad man.
I love Dane, too. I really like Dane. Like, it always comes across like I don't love Dane when we talk about Dane just because you love him so much. It's impossible to match. But, it was good to see him just, like, have a good game, no matter who that came against. I think he's way more important to this team than we have seen early in the season. And if you do just pull out the first 3 games where he barely played against Marquette and I don't want to say struggle, but he just didn't get a lot of run, wasn't the focus against Oakland and Eastern Illinois. He's off 3 straight really good offensive games, 16 points, 12 points, and 16 points, all in 22 minutes or less in his last 3. So maybe that does speak to like when they play smaller opponents, it's just going to be a danger game. I just want to see that against a better opponent too.
Last thing. It doesn't just have to be against small opponents. If you think that Coleman is hurting you, if you think that Coleman is not playing up to his ability, I think you need to remember that you got danger in the back pocket.
Yeah, it's a very good thing to have in your back pocket, right? Just a nice little Dane Danger sitting back there.
I think it should be in the front pocket, to be honest with you, but hey.
I feel like every Illinois episode that we do or every recap, I feel like we need to do our own little mini stock up, stock down for the boys in Champaign. Can we do that real quick? Because they just have so many moving parts that every game there's going to be a stock up or stock down. Would you like to go first? Give me a player that's stock up and a player that's stock down after this one.
Stock up. I'll go Guerrier. Stock up. I just think that him having the ability to score, but also rebounding extremely helps this team as well. I mean, 15 boards is very impressive, even though it is against an undersized team.
Or blocks too, by the way. Like he basically he popped in and was a center. He had 4 blocks in this game.
Yeah, no, he was super effective. Stock down, I think I'd go honestly Damask and I go Harmon. I think only because I say Damask stock down because I think Damask can do more, to be honest with you. And I know that he is kind of known as a role player on this team. And he does his role very well. But there's going to be a time when they're going to need Damask to be more than a role player to win a basketball game. And I think in games like this, it's important for him to kind of be in that role and have that aggression and, be the player that he can be. And then as far as Justin Harmon, I just think that eventually he's this team's starting point guard. And he's not playing like it. He's not playing like he needs minutes either. So
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
that's an automatic stock down.
I think that was a miss for you on Harmon. I don't think he's ever gonna be this team's starting point guard. On to Mass quickly. 6 for 24 from 3 on the season. He was 0 for 3 in this one. He's only made 1 3 in his last 3 games combined. He has finished in single digits scoring wise in 5 of 6 games this season. The important thing to note with Damask for me is that Brad clearly really trusts him. Like he's not playing anybody else on the team minutes wise similarly to Damask other than Shannon. Like everybody, you can go through all the other talented guys that have good or bad games. They're all capping out around 20 minutes a game, including Luke Goode, who looks great right now. Damask is playing 25 to 34 minutes every single night. He's been 27, 27, 28, 29, 34. Like he's playing a lot. He only played 25 in this one, but I do wonder, like, if this doesn't improve offensively for him, how long does that continue? Because I don't think he's one of their 5 best offensive players. I don't think he's one of their 10 best offensive players right now. I know that sounds a little crazy, but like to me, like Dane and Goode are both clearly better offensive players than Damask right now when they're on the court. And when you actually start to step back and look at the framework of this team, okay, the defense is elite. We need offense. At a certain point, if Damask isn't delivering, you got to go to something else. And 10th was crazy, by the way. He's the 8th best offensive player on this team.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know the point you're trying to make, but whoa.
Yeah, that was a little crazy. So do you buy, like, not the first time we've seen up transfer struggle?
I don't think, but the thing is, with a lot of the up transfers, I think it's like their overall game and adjustment that hurts. And I think that's the word I want to use. With Damask, I think it's more so his role. Like, I'm not concerned about him playing and being a starter at the Big Ten level. I think that he has the ability to be that guy. And he's a Big Ten level starter player for a good Big Ten team. I just think he kind of falls in, or I don't know, he just considers himself as like, oh, Brad just needs me out there for my 25 to 30 minutes. I will try to knock down shots. I'll try to do all this. I'll try to do everything to get the team to win. When I think he's selling himself short, and he's a player who can knock down shots. And I think he will knock down shots. But at a certain point, we can't get to Big Ten play and be like, all right, we're still waiting on Marcus Damask to knock down shots. He's just got to do it.
Yeah, it's the first year up thing, right? It happens to essentially everybody except for like unicorn guys that find the perfect situation and look fantastic immediately. But even some of the best up transfers in the sport in the last 3 years, it took until year 2 for it to look good. With Damask, to me, I don't think it's just shooting though. Like, I think the sell on him this summer was that he might be this team's second best player. Like, that was the buzz coming out of Illinois camp, was like, he might be even more impactful than Coleman. And I don't see that at all. I think he's struggling right now. I think there's a little bit of mental element to this just with the jumper, because I do believe he has a good jumper. But like, just game speed adjustment is big, man. It really is. And it shouldn't feel like that much of an adjustment, because when you're playing Western Illinois and Southern, these are the types of teams Damask had great success with previously in his career. But I do feel like when you're playing next to Terrence Shannon, that's a different speed that you've never had to play before. And I think that might be part of what's wearing down Damask. So if it were me, I'm not Brad. If it were me, I would not just play him an automatic 28 minutes a night right now. Like, if he's struggling, I would probably trim that down to 20 and get Goode on the floor more. I don't think this team is better with Damask on it than Goode right now.
Okay. So my initial reaction would be like, okay, would you suggest starting Goode, bringing Damask off the bench?
Yes, 100%.
But the thing is, do you want to shake anything that you're doing with Luke Goode right now? Like, I don't want to do anything to change Luke Goode's role, because like, he's doing well in that role, and maybe putting him to a starter would change that. And I don't want to shake anything up with that. I'd rather just maybe make some adjustments with Damask as a starter.
The nice thing, a credit to Brad, is that I think Goode and Damask are both legitimate program everyday guys, right? So neither one of these guys are going to be upset no matter what their role is, as long as they're playing. And these two are going to play. So I don't think I hear what you're saying about Goody. To me, because I'm using the E word, all that happens if you put Goody in a 28-minute roll of games as a starter instead of a 20-minute roll off the bench is instead of going 3 for 7 from 3, he goes 5 for 11 from 3. I want that. I think that helps this team. We still need to see, like, okay, is this just like a crazy hot month for Goody? Is he still like maybe Matt Vogrich and he's just on fire in November like Vogrich was one year? I don't think so. I think Goody's legitimately really good. E. So just play him.
Matt Vogrich, what a name.
Great guy.
Also Goody being elite works extremely well, and there's some type of NIL opportunity with Goody actually ending with an E.
Yeah.
Like he's good, but he's also an elite shooter, so throw an E on the end of his name. Luke Goode.
He's elite E. Just add E to everything. Like,
yes.
Yeah. By the way, Vogrich was on fire and fuego mode for an entire month. Go look it up. When Vogrich first came to Michigan, he was like 130 pounds soaking wet, and he just hit like 6 threes his first game. And I forget who was on the call, but like they were like, this kid's one of the 10 best shooters in the country immediately. And then it just disappeared because he was Matt Vogrich like a month later. I'm a little worried that could happen here with Goody, but I don't think so. I think he's that good, and I'm ready to see him in a starter role. Last thing on Damas for me, and then we can wrap the segment. Damas makes way more sense to me if he's playing for Northwestern.
What does that mean?
Do I really need to like spell it out?
If Marcus Damas plays for Northwestern, he's Brooks Barnhizer.
He's a lot worse version of Brooks Barnhizer.
Marcus Damas is the third best player on this team. He is.
I disagree strongly. So you have him better than your boy Dane?
Yes, unfortunately. Well, no, I don't. Dane's 1.
Where's Coleman?
4.
That's crazy.
Nah, I'm kidding. No, but I do think he is the third. Seriously though.
Okay, I think he's 7th, not 10th.
That's okay. That's crazy. But hey, good win for Illinois. They dominated the game. They played 40 minutes. That's really all you can ask against a team like they played.
ILL.
I know.